3, stand by.
Coming up on Channel 8 News, we will have an insight into Indivisible MHK's No Kings protest last weekend. Plus, how did Manhattan recover from the Tuttle Creek oil spill last week? And later, we'll get an insight to Seco Park's newest renovations and how that has impacted the community.
It's looking to be a great day in Manhattan with sunny weather and temperatures around the 70s. And we'll have more weather coming up for you on Channel 8 News.
Good morning, Wildcats, and welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Jimmy Kaufman. Coming up today, we will hear from K-State fish ecologist on how the recent oil spill in Tuttle Creek has affected the surrounding wildlife. And we will be diving into the frustrating construction around campus. According to organizers, an estimated 8 million people around the world participated in the third No Kings protest. One demonstration was organized here in Manhattan, and Emma Baldwin has more.
The No Kings event, which drew an estimated 1,000 people in Manhattan, was hosted by a group called Indivisible MHK. It was the third national protest held, with individual locations increasing by about 500 demonstrations.
Each No Kings protest has been larger and more geographically diverse than the previous one, and this is on track to be the greatest, the largest single-day protest in American history.
With over 1,000 people lining the street along Point Avenue, this empty sidewalk turned from a quiet corner to a lively protest full of demonstrators from not only Manhattan, but the entire Flint Hills region.
Junction City has a protest today. They have 100 or 200. You know, I would support my hometown, but I like Manhattan's protests.
The basis of the No Kings protests is to oppose the current federal administration. Protesters often mention the war with Iran and the killings of Alex Preddy and Renee Good by ICE agents as current motives for their unrest.
Because things are worse than they were last time. The whole government has just run amok. It's chaos, it's pain, and the motive for all of it mostly seems to be cruelty and enriching themselves.
Bad times come and go, and it brings up strength and renewal. It's the voting, the volunteerism, the support for our friends and neighbors, the love for our neighbors that answers that. And it's going to be the answer to the political difficulties we have.
Protesters wanted to take this opportunity to bring people together as well and show that no one is alone.
Having an opportunity for people to gather together. The music is joyful. It's a lot of fun. You know, we had a dinosaur costume and somebody dressed up as Lady Liberty and kids running around. And so it's fun. And part of what we're doing, that's where we find energy. That's where we find joy.
Though no specific actions may come from the event, organizers feel it is a process.
Protests build the muscles of resistance. Protests are about mass refusal, which is one of the ways that we mobilize, one of the ways we change the country. Protests are just part of a larger strategy. All of these things take time.
Organizers are hoping to see change, but know it may take a while. In Manhattan, Emma Baldwin, Channel 8 News.
The protest lasted about 2.5 peaceful hours in Manhattan, and RCPD reported no arrests in regards to the event. 2 weeks ago, a 1,800-gallon diesel tank fell off a commercial barge and into Tuttle Creek Lake. But how did it impact the fish in the lake? Braden Messicky has more.
Strong winds and rocky waves knocked the diesel tank off the commercial barge and caused some parts of Tuttle Creek to be closed. While no significant impact was reported on the fish, a large amount of diesel could impact oxygen levels if the tank wasn't removed quickly.
That example at Tuttle Creek is a great example because we introduced some outside chemicals that could affect the fish, right? And so those dissolved oxygen levels we talked about, it can plummet oxygen levels as well and cause fish kills. So really important that you understand what's going on in the ponds and that you make sure it's a happy and healthy environment for those fish.
While spills are harmful, sometimes it's the algae already in the water that are lowering oxygen levels and leading the fish to not be able to get the oxygen they need to survive.
So in the most extreme cases, when you have a lot of algae, what happens is that they produce oxygen during the day because they're converting, sunlight into making use of that sunlight to create oxygen. But at nighttime, they're respiring, so they're using up the oxygen. And so when the oxygen levels in the lake get really low, then that can have devastating effects for the fishes.
Continuing to monitor both the plants and the fish in the water can help determine how healthy the water source actually is. Oxygen levels may change during the day and night, but they can also change from season to season. Checking the fish for bright red gills can help determine whether those fish are getting the proper oxygen that they need. In Manhattan, Braden Mieske, Channel 8 News.
Health officials have determined that the affected parts of the lake are safe for human contact and has since reopened back up to the public. Hundreds of community members gathered at the Manhattan Arts Center on Saturday to celebrate the 3rd annual Mac and Cheese Festival, an opportunity for Manhattan residents to show off their ceramic talents. Uriah Kerner has more.
The Mac and Cheese Festival returned to Manhattan this weekend, drawing locals to gather for the 3rd annual event. Although the cheesy noodles might have been an attraction, the heart of the event was centered on the creative talent residing in the Little Apple.
Here at the Mac and Cheese Fest, there's a large focus on bringing the community together.
I think it's bringing community together to celebrate the arts in Manhattan and also to let artists have the chance to display and sell and show their talent in our community.
That talent is also serving a greater purpose. 50% of the proceeds from every ceramic item sold goes directly to the common table, helping provide meals to Manhattan residents in need. With the festival celebrating its 3rd year, organizers found themselves impressed by the unique projects on display.
The steamroller was so cool, like working with the K-State students and just seeing how excited they were to do it. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that.
It was a day of giving back and celebrating local culture. In Manhattan, Uriah Kerner, Channel 8 News.
Organizers say the event has grown in attendance each year. If you missed out this time around, you can still support the Common Table through their website. A new mental health resource is now available for veterans right here in Manhattan. The clinic is designed specifically to support service members and their families. Bella Zarate has more.
Veterans can often face long wait times and limited mental health options, especially care that understands military life. The new Stephen A. Cohen Family Clinic at Centerstone is working to change just that.
All of our clinicians receive specialized training in military mental health and cultural competence. Along with that, all of our clinicians have lived experience.
The clinic offers confidential, evidence-based mental health care for veterans from all branches, including active duty service members and their spouses and children.
Staff say accessibility is central to their mission, from shorter wait times to care that reflects military life. For many Flint Hills veterans, this clinic brings care closer to home.
Military life has so many uncertainties, and so I think mental services provided to all of the population and having proximity to those services is crucial.
Clinic leaders hope this becomes a lasting resource for veterans and their families. In Manhattan, Bella Zarate, Channel 8 News.
Veterans and family members can find more information about services and appointments on Centerstone's website. Coming up on Channel 8 News, we will be joined with a nurse practitioner from Lafine Health Center for more information about allergy season. And later, we will take a trip to our weather center to see the weekend forecast. Stay tuned. You ready?
If you can keep up.
Want me to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got a job interview today. Here we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fighting, ever fighting. Though it comes at the end of our fight song, it marks a new beginning. Fighting, ever fighting, will lead us into the future. In this era of change, our foundation stays unshaken. Fighting, ever fighting, for our community, our state, for the purple and the white. Creating a spirit that never falters. This is K-State. Fighting, ever fighting.
Drives it out towards center with the wind. It is gone!
I've been looking forward to this day for a long time.
Never give up on the game! K-State wins! K-State wins! Here we go, here we go.
What are you really willing to sacrifice to get there?
As a fan, you're going to get access to things that you typically wouldn't get.
Go crazy, everybody!
Everybody's really, really excited to do something special.
As the weather gets warmer, springtime allergy season approaches. Joining Amelia Likens in the studio is board-certified family practitioner Mandy Barnes, who works at Lafine Health Center. Amelia?
Thanks, Jimmy. Today, I'm here with Mandy Barnes from Lafine Health Center. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
First, what are some of the most common triggers of spring allergies in the Manhattan area?
Yeah, so the Manhattan area follows kind of the Midwest pattern for allergens. And starting in March to July, you're going to have a lot of tree pollen. Then from July to August, it's lots of wheat or grass pollen. And then from August to October, it's more wheat pollen.
Okay, awesome. And then what are some of your personal recommendations for over-the-counter medications to treat allergies?
Yeah, so the symptoms or the treatment of allergies depends on the severity of symptoms. So even if people or students have chronic allergies, the recommendations are to start doing treatment several days to weeks prior to the allergy season with nasal sprays, like antihistamine nasal sprays or steroid nasal sprays. For mild symptoms during the allergy season, we recommend taking an antihistamine like Zyrtec or Allegra or Claritin or an intranasal nasal spray antihistamine. For more moderate to severe symptoms, we recommend doing the steroid nasal spray along with an antihistamine nasal spray.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah. That's all that we have. Mandy Barnes, thank you so much. And back to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Amelia. Appreciate it. Still ahead on Channel 8 News, are the chilly temperatures here to stay, or will the sun return this weekend? Full weather is next. And later, a look into Seco Park's opening weekend and how Manhattan residents plan to use the space. Stay with us.
Fighting, ever fighting. Though it comes at the end of our fight song, it marks a new beginning. Fighting, ever fighting, will lead us into the future. In this era of change, our foundation stays unshaken. Fighting, ever fighting, for our community, our state, for the purple and the white. Creating a spirit that never falters. This is K-State. Fighting, ever fighting.
Championship on the line. Good! It's good!
I've been looking forward to this day for a long time.
Never give up on the game! K-State wins! K-State wins! Here we go, here we go.
What are you really willing to sacrifice to get there?
As a fan, you're going to get access to things that you typically wouldn't get.
Go crazy, everybody!
Everybody's really, really excited to do something special.
You look at toughness and the ability and the mental and intestinal fortitude to play this game of football the way that it needs to be played is different. Some people like to visit physicality, we live that. We're going to be the new old school, and we are going to move our program forward and take the steps necessary to chase excellence in everything we do. And the time is now. Every single one of us in here has something to give to help take this program where we need it to go.
Now let's take it over to our weather center with Emma Baldwin to find out if we're wearing flip-flops or winter coats this weekend. Emma?
Thanks, Jimmy. So taking a look at the national weather first, over on the East Coast, it'll be in the upper 70s and kind of down south, the lower 80s. And then on the west side, it'll be a little cooler over here with 50-degree temperatures, low 40s. And then here in Kansas, it'll be around the 70s with a little bit of gusts of wind. And so looking on the east side of Kansas, it'll be a little warmer, just kind of all around Kansas, with some 70s, some 60s. And then looking at the east side, you know, still in the 70s. And then here in Manhattan, still around the 70s. And looking at our 24-hour agenda, the high today will be in the 70s. And then at sunset, it'll be around upper 60s. And then at sunrise tomorrow, it'll be a little cooler at around 60 degrees. And so at our 5-day forecast, it'll start pretty warm out, and then as the weekend starts, it'll cool down a bit, and then it'll come back up and then stay high on Monday. So make sure you're checking that weather, and bring a jacket maybe, and it'll be a great day, you know, just looking ahead. That's all for weather. Back to you, Jimmy.
Appreciate it, Emma. That's perfect sweater weather for me. Coming up on Channel 8 News, we will dive into the recent statement by K-State Athletics in regards to the women's head soccer coach suspension. Then, how is K-State's new head football coach approaching spring training? And what can fans expect next season? Stay tuned.
I've been looking forward to this day for a long time.
Never give up on the game! K-State wins! K-State wins!
Here we go, here we go. What are you really willing to sacrifice to get there?
As a fan, you're going to get access to things that you typically wouldn't get.
Go crazy, everybody!
Everybody's really, really excited to do something special.
Drives it out towards center with the wind. It is gone! Always smiling. Shizero Inoue.
So within industrial engineering, you can actually start your master's degree a year early and start taking those classes your senior year. And then after you go through those upper level courses, you only really have a year left and you would come out with your bachelor's and master's degree, which is something I have been considering just because, you know, it's one extra year and I do love K-State. So it's like, you know, a win-win. But that's a perk with being an industrial engineer. You're able to get your master's degree in just one extra year.
Championship on the line. Good! It's good!
K-State women's soccer coach Colleen Corbin was recently suspended due to an alleged incident that took place in early March. Brayson Bird has more from our sports center.
Thanks, Jimmy. According to K-State Athletics, Coach Colleen Corbin was suspended for 2 weeks following offensive lyrics played during warm-ups before a spring match. While addressing the issue, the coach inappropriately repeated the offensive lyrics. The incident was reported to the university's Civil Rights and Title IX office. K-State Athletics took action, issuing a suspension. K-State Athletics goes on to say they, quote, take these matters seriously and expect coaches and players to respect others, unquote. No further comments or statements have been made at this time. As the weather continues to warm up, K-State football spring practices are officially underway in the Little Apple.
We are learning each other, right? I mean, we're in the winter, that was a big part of it, is getting to know the roster. I do think we have good length at a lot of positions. I think there's going to be room in competition at every spot for sure. But I think my mindset has been, and our entire staff and players is just that attack mindset. And you know what? We're going to log it away and fix it next time. But at the end of the day, we're moving forward and we're not wasting any time.
First-year head coach Colin Klein begun the spring sessions with 97 players on the roster, an impressive mark for a first-year head coach. 5 players in 5 different positions set program records on the squat rack, with 3 of those record setters coming from skill positions. As August gets closer and closer, Coach Klein is focused on bonding the team and attacking each practice. It's been nearly a month since Casey Alexander was hired at K-State. In that short time, he's made several strides in building his program.
We want to recruit some really good high school players, and we want to keep them. And the more you do that annually, the more retention you're going to have. You're always going to have people out of the portal. You're always going to have to fill needs with portal guys, all right? But we don't want fruit basket turnover where everything's brand new every year.
The first action of Alexander's retention plan is complete as he successfully flipped the commitments of 2 high school recruits formerly committed to Belmont. Jalen Alexander and Devin Hutcherson plan to join the Wildcats next season, both holding 3-star status and are ranked in the top 250 nationally. In addition to flipping these recruits, Coach Alexander is bringing 3 of his former assistant coaches to Manhattan. These additions are the first pieces that Alexander hopes will establish the future of the Wildcats program. Students, parents, and members of the community gathered on Saturday morning to celebrate the new opening of the renovated Seco Ballpark. Jimmy Kaufman has more.
2 new baseball and softball fields were officially opened for business in Seco Park this Saturday, with a crowd of supportive families in attendance. With a speech from Mayor Adamchak and 4 inaugural games to start the day, the event marks a big moment for the community, a moment that Parks and Rec Director Aaron Stewart believes is a step forward for the city.
Our job in Parks and Rec is what are people doing in their downtime, and ultimately what makes a place a great place to live. And it's things like this that make it a great place to live.
The pros of having new facilities goes way beyond the diamond, bringing benefits to all parts of the community, including the local economy.
Definitely helps increase the value. We bring a lot of people in to town based on these facilities. So there are financial benefits to them, but I certainly think the intangibles are the most important thing, which is building community.
The near decade-long process to renovate Seco Sports Complex comes with a 25-cent sales tax installed in 2017 that's set to end in 2027. In that time, the sales tax has accrued $38 million for the Parks and Rec to use, $17 million of which came to building these 4 ballparks. But the members of the community are well okay with that, as long as the kids have a ball.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of research and confirmation that getting involved with sports or any extracurricular activity is really helpful for a child growing up. Confidence level, meeting new friends, working through hard situations. So I think having this kind of facility kind of just continues to keep allowing more programs to happen, more kids to get involved.
Though the price of new renovations for communal spaces may be steep, one thing rings true to the people of Manhattan. Nothing means more than community. In Manhattan, Jimmy Kaufman, Channel 8 News.
As teams continue to use the new facilities, 8 new tennis courts will join the complex by the end of the year. That's all the time we have for sports. Jimmy, back to you.
Appreciate it, Brayson. Before we go, we'll take one last trip to the Weather Center to check out our final weather. And we'll hear from Sunset Zoo officials on the educational afternoon with the colobus monkeys last weekend. Stay tuned.
You look at toughness and the ability and the mental and intestinal fortitude to play this game of football the way that it needs to be played is different. Some people like to visit physicality, we live that. We're going to be the new old school, and we are going to move our program forward and take the steps necessary to chase excellence in everything we do. And the time is now. Every single one of us in here has something to give to help take this program where we need it to go.
Fighting, ever fighting. Though it comes at the end of our fight song, it marks a new beginning. Fighting, ever fighting, will lead us into the future. In this era of change, our foundation stays unshaken. Fighting, ever fighting, for our community, our state, for the purple and the white. Creating a spirit that never falters. This is K-State. Fighting, ever fighting.
so the first third of the runway.
Deviations left of course approved. Bobcat 1-2, proceed when able.
Championship on the line.
Good! It's good!
This past weekend, Sunset Zoo's education supervisor put on a painting with the animals, where visitors were able to connect with animals and learn about conservation. Amelia Likens has more on the story.
After 13 years as a traditional classroom teacher, Arlie Schultz traded textbooks for something a bit more wild. Now, as the education supervisor at Sunset Zoo, Schultz teaches visitors about animals in a more hands-on way.
I was actually a classroom teacher for 13 years, and I was looking to stay in education but get into something less formal. So I found informal education here at Sunset Zoo, and that led me to become the education supervisor.
Schultz puts on events at the zoo to educate visitors about animals and conservation. Over the weekend, the zoo hosted a Painting with the Animals event, where visitors got creative while learning about wildlife. The event was focused on the colobus monkeys, who recently had a new addition.
We recently had a birth of a colobus monkey, so we have a little baby. He's about 4 months old. His name is Kiatu, so we wanted to highlight our little baby monkey.
The colobus monkey is from Africa, so for a colder day like today, he likes to stay inside. The Sunset Zoo gives their animals freedom to be on exhibit or not. Sunset Zoo regularly hosts events like these to educate visitors about wildlife and contributes a portion of its revenue to conservation efforts.
Sunset Zoo does a really good job of putting on different events and putting on different educational events to educate the kids about animals and just the importance of wildlife and conservation. We appreciate having that locally.
When we can connect people with animals, that helps to build empathy. And when we can build empathy, then that helps spark conservation. And that's what we do here at Sunset Zoo. We inspire conservation of the natural world.
For Schultz, every event is an opportunity to educate visitors about wildlife and support animal conservation. In Manhattan, Amelia Likens, Channel 8 News.
Sunset Zoo educates visitors on wildlife and conservation while also getting a look at new additions like the baby colobus monkey. Now, let's hear from Emma for our last update on the weather. Emma?
Thanks, Jimmy. So looking ahead to our weekend weather, it's going to be a little warm on Friday, but it'll cool down on Saturday and then come back up on Sunday. So when you're looking for Easter, just bring a little jacket for your hunts. So that's all we have for weather. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Emma. That's all we have for you on Channel 8 News. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. From all of us at Channel 8 News, have a great day.
This is Channel 8 News.